Good morning. Good morning, Sharon and Niffy and Hags and Marmars and Carrie. Good morning, and Moms and Eagle and Laura. Laura, it's just divine to see you. Be Hendrix. Be yourself. Good morning, everybody. Niffy, beautiful email you sent me. I won't read it out loud, but thank you, dear. I'm not as good at replying as I should be in writing, but I totally get what you're saying, and I love you and I love Dave. I knew the minute I saw you, well, I knew it before I saw you guys, but then when I saw you, and then just vibes and energy, you just know. It's like me and Hags and others. I'm not trying to leave anybody out. You just know. I shot slingshots with that guy sometime or another. I just know. Me and Hags, we were in gym class together. We were doing burpees. Remember that? Remember that, Hags? We had to do burpees together. Who remembers what a burpee is? Quick. Who did burpees? Do you guys remember in gym class? Did you ever have to do a burpee? What do they call them now? What do they call it now? Carrie did burpees. What are they still called in football practice? Billy D did them. We used to have to do them like all the time. Why the hell did they make us do burpees? 8-count bodybuilders stop at CCS. You sound like you're Atlas now. Good morning, Jonathan. Well, now they call it abuse. Wait, who said that? Who said that? Bivens. That's classic. Burpees. Drop and do 10, gentlemen. Give me 10 right now. Funny, they're still called burpees? I thought they changed the name. I really did. I thought they changed the name. I want to whistle. I want to workout whistle, and I want to see you kids work out in the morning before we play. Good morning, everybody. Burpees. Who says burpees? Okay, here we go. Wait. Wait for it. Happy birthday. 3 days late. Happy birthday. To a guy nobody hates. Happy birthday. To a good friend that lives in Maryland. In fact, he lives in a town called Higgs because he bumps along 3 days late. It's happy birthday to my friend Higgs. Happy birthday. Bumping along, it's 3 days late, but we still singing a song for happy birthday, Mike. I didn't know it was your birthday Sunday, Mike. They just told me yesterday. I just found out yesterday. Happy birthday. I usually don't go back. For Mike, I go back. Handle it, the rest of you, if you don't like it. Pops, you don't go back for me. Maybe I would. I don't know. Okay. CCS is tomorrow and Vegas is tomorrow. Vague, I still need that address. Penny pack. I'm waiting for you to push back. Hags, I put it in the mail this morning to the old 1111111111 address. Okay? What's the rule on presents? I mean, on birthdays. Does Pops give everybody a birthday present? No. I actually found out I didn't. People were telling me, like somebody wrote to me and said, Pops, I had a birthday last month. Am I still supposed to get a present? I was like, what? Was I supposed to send? I didn't even, but I never knew. Anyways, good stuff. I want to read one real quick thing to you. Okay? Trippin', that's really cute. That's really cute. Laura, I will never just goes. Laura, you stopped at 29. I love you too, Hags. From the bottom, bro. You guys don't know how kind Hags is behind the scenes. See, he does more than just show up here every day with moms. Those two are percolating. They're always looking to do the right thing. If you guys remind me and I'm singing on your birthday, I usually hook you up. I don't want to go back a month, though. I can't do that. There's all kinds of ethical, moral, and if not, just strong principles. I would just say no. Sorry. I'm really sorry. I was reading this Chinese philosopher this morning. This Chinese guy. Can't even pronounce his name. Lin Yuan Ting Tang. Something like that, and I'm not making fun of names. I can't pronounce it. He's not like Confucius level philosopher. He's like down here, Pops level guy. Okay? And you think you're going to get like all motivated to, after I read my philosophy lesson for the morning, I'm going to get up and I'm going to get after it. That's all there is to it. I'm going for it. I know this philosopher reading is going to really motivate. Pump me up. I am here to pump you up. So I read my reading. Does anybody want to get pumped up with Pops? Who wants to get pumped up with Pops? I'll read the reading to you and see if it gets you as pumped up as it did for me. This is my morning reading. This is a morning reading. We still have another one for later. This is my pumped up for Pops. Okay, this guy's going to get me all pumped up. So what's he write? You guys are all ready to get pumped up? This is coming from Lin Yutang. If you can spend a perfectly useless afternoon in a perfectly useless manner, you have learned how to live. And then I add grasshopper. Grasshopper. What? That's pumping me up. If you have learned how to spend a perfectly useless afternoon in a perfectly useless manner, you have learned how to live, grasshopper. And I'm like, he's right. Actually, I can get pumped up at that. Billy D's like, got that. I'm a black belt. Billy D's a black belt in it. So that is the pump you up. That's how Pop gets pumped up in the mornings. Okay, Penny, he's right, but who does it? He's right. Tell me the last time you spent a perfectly useless afternoon in a perfectly useless manner and knew that you had reached the vision of life. Okay, well, free. I don't have a nation accent. I have one accent. It's from a country that I made up myself. It's called Crunch. My country is Crunchland. Crunchland, my friends. How many people living in the Crunchland? It's one person. Me. I living in the Crunchland. We have many, many fun things to do in the Crunchland. But we don't have no jails. No. You getting into trouble, you do something, it's a bad something. How you say, it's just bad. When you do something in Crunchland, bad, we're not gonna put you in the jail. No. We make it you eat one hot dog. You must eat one hot dog. Please don't do that again. In my country, we don't say maybe. We don't say it. No word. No word for the word maybe. We say yes, yes, yes. No, no, no. This means maybe. Okay? Oh, we go on and on. There's all kinds of stuff that goes on in Crunchland. Ask Brock. I used to crunch him. Like, literally, I'd come home from work. Crunchland! He'd like, Pops, do Crunchland, please. I'd have to be Crunch for the rest of the night. Okay? In my country. We don't, no. We don't do it like that. No. We round it off. What do you mean? We rounding it off. You don't say, in my country, you don't $15.33. No. It's 16. You round it off. Everything. You're rounding it off. Sometimes you get in trouble rounding off. The speed limit, it says go 70. In Crunchland, we round it off. I go 100. They make me eat a hot dog. What am I doing? I'm supposed to be teaching and look. Get out of here. That's the only. Thanks, Free. Thanks, Free. You got me started. I don't do accents. You're right. But I round it off. Amusing us, that's all. We're here just to be amused. I'm trying to be Brock. I feel like I'm competing with Brock right now. Get upstairs, kids. Let's do this. Okay. Oh, gosh. I was one of those kids that was a complete class moron. Like, they would call my parents. He's like, he gets hundreds on every test, and he's the class clown. And every kid in class follows him. They all start doing exactly what he does. Can you please talk to him? Can you please make him be good? My dad hated me. My mom would defend me. What? He's just an individual spirit. You don't understand. My little Chrissy just thinks different than the rest of them. My dad's like, he's what? He's not in line? Get me a belt. I'm dancing. What? Who was pulled back and forth between their parents? Who was the push me, pull you? My mom was just defending me. My dad was just ruthless. Okay? Were any of you a push me, pull you? Is that what it's called? Push me, pull you? Something. That's not a good thing for a kid, especially a middle kid. He grows up with all kinds of programs. It's like there's all kinds of things. I'm gonna drink and drug at this for sure. Okay? Yeah, Jesus Christ, that's honest. Good for you. Your mom was the heavy hand, huh, Penny? My dad was so strict and so monosyllabic. He wouldn't say more than 3 words at a time, and none of them were nice. Get out of here. Oh, there's 4. And my mom was the exact opposite. My mom's like literally a human living saint. She was always on the defense. She's always having to defend her little rugrats. My dad was like, I don't even like the rugrats. My mom, but they're yours. So I just leave them home. But the oldest one's 12. I got left when I was 11. That'll be fun. We were left home. We were latch kids. My dad was ruthless. My mom, the exact opposite. I'll do anything for my little rugrats. I don't know how many times my mom had to go to the church or to the parish or to the school because of me. I'll never know. I wish I could go back and count them. Anthony Hunt, my mom was a nice good dad, didn't have to say mean stuff. He carried it. My dad didn't say much, that's for sure. He'd give you the look and you're, oh man. Can I tell the truth? My sister, my older sister, this is a true story. This is how ruthless my dad was. My sister, my older sister, we called her Blue. I've talked to you guys about her. She passed away from breast cancer at 44, I think. It's a beautiful lady, beautiful, beautiful lady inside out until she got cancer inside. She was my dad's favorite. My dad liked his oldest daughter because she did all the cooking and cleaning when mom was working. Hey, Herbie, I did kind of get favored by my mom, and my brothers and sisters hated me for it. They were all like pissed at me. It's like, mom likes you the most. I'm like, yeah, but dad hates me. I go, she's just balancing. And my dad did, truly. Anyways, my sister, this is my dad. This is the dad I grew up with. This is his favorite daughter. Fave, Carrie. And somewhere in the summer, she was going to go out with some friends, something like that. I don't know what I forget what the actual crime was. But she lied to my dad. She told him a lie. And my dad told her, if you lied to me, if you ever lied to me, I won't speak to you for a year. For 1 year. I won't speak to you. He finds out my sister lied. Somewhere in the middle of the summer. This is a true story. It's pretty traumatic. You got the pops of the whole family. And his daughter trying to speak to him. Silent treatment. Halloween, Thanksgiving, New Year's, Christmas, New Year's, Easter. He's gone. He's in the 10th or 11th month. I didn't know that, Free. I didn't know that. He finally deigns to say happy birthday to her on her birthday in the 11th month of that. He broke his own word to himself because he said it was going to be a year, and he lasted 11 months, and he said happy birthday to her on her birthday. Best birthday present, she says to the day she died, best birthday present I ever got was when Dad said happy birthday to me. After a year. Niffy, that is so inordinate. 11 months. I can even give a couple of days silent treatment on a kid. I get it. You gotta put them in line, make sure they don't lie to you. I get it. But that's what the punishments were like in our family. Not even close to the crime. Like the times I got, I'll tell you other ones, some other stories. Make sure that Penny, that's terrible. And that was the dad I grew up with. You were literally afraid to do anything because he won't speak to me for it. We didn't lie in my family. We didn't lie. It cost too much. We didn't do a lot of things. It cost too much. But you know what it really did? It cost too much. It cost childhoods. It cost trauma. Every one of his children ends up with some trauma situation. It costs too much. Be kind and gentle with the kids. Please. They're freaking kids. And they're being bombarded from everywhere. Carrie, I'm glad to know that you're kicking it with us. Thank you. Thank you very much for telling us, sharing that with us. I would not have known. And much respect. It's a very, very difficult community. And we still go on our walks, 5K walks, and things like that. You, you guys have got to, I don't know, I had, if you talk about abusive, it wasn't, I mean, spankings were ridiculous. How do you hit a kid with a belt nowadays? How do you do that? You hit them until they cry, too. You don't give them, oh, I'm going to give you 10 swats. You're going to do it until you burst. Corporal punishment. It doesn't really work. It doesn't really work. You know what works better? Being a positive example. Can you imagine if my dad walked around telling my mom he loved her and the kids in the house heard it? Can you imagine if I actually heard my dad say that once in his whole life? To the most wonderful lady that you could ever imagine. Raising 6 rugrats by herself because you're not doing shit. You're throwing wrenches in all the time. You're just bringing home a paycheck and think that's your deal. Dads, it takes a lot more than that. Be careful. You made them. Even the weird ones like me in the middle. You got to figure out how to deal with the weird ones. That's right, nerdy. And you got to deal with the weird ones. I have one. Not only the physical part, but he's a weirdo. He doesn't think like we do. He thinks like a poet. And it's hard to explain what that means, but poets, math means nothing. Computers mean nothing. I mean, I thought, oh, Brock's going to come. He's going to be my computer technology genius guy. Not because he isn't brilliant. He doesn't care. Me, it's a kind of a past art. I have to turn to a guy like CCS and say, please help me. And others here. And I got a guy who's sitting in the house. It's a brilliant kid. He's counting flower petals and stuff. It's really hard to explain. And you just want to, but you just, come on, man, do the IT for me. It's like, flowers are, and then if you think about it, and they're up, that's what, it's hard. And you can't blame them. It's like not even his fault that he doesn't care. Am I supposed to blame him? Am I supposed to not talk to him for a year? It's weird, CCS. It's hard to explain, but that literally, I'm like, come back down here and let's talk. Like, but then talking about it and communicating and then writing, and it's weird. What are you guys saying there? This is sounding really cute. He's old school, Kim. I'm not even kidding you. He's older school than Pops is old school. John Bivens, that's cute. That's cute. Leave Mom alone. I hope you guys don't mind. This is therapeutic. It's okay to talk about your moms and dads a little bit. Because you know what? I didn't forgive my dad forever. That was at the end of the day, that's what got me sober. Was really, truly believing my dad was handicapped, just like I am in my handicapped ways. And we have a son handicapped. You're a mentally and emotionally handicapped human being. Really. Do you think he chose to be that way? Like, I'm going to be mean on purpose. I'm going to lose it and have to keep my word. For a year, I'm prisoner of my word. I wish I could hug my daughter. Nope, I said I wouldn't. What a tortured soul. You don't know it until you get older and you look back and you go, geez. Very, very few of those decisions that your parents are making that impacted you in some kind of a negative way were something they deliberately did because I'm going to destroy those little pup. That isn't what happened. What happened is we got born into somebody that had a handicap. My dad lived in an emotional wheelchair. Of course, you're 7 years old. You don't know it. You think your dad's supposed to be like the one next door that's throwing a football to the kid next door. You think your dad's supposed to be coaching Little League like my buddy across the street's dad. I'm sure they had their own handicaps. They had their own handicap. That dad that looked so good throwing a football to Tommy next door. There was other handicaps there. What's Herbie say? Let's go back. Herbie said so. That's true, Herbie. Of course we're broken, but we're not broken. Well, we are. I don't like calling it that. We're in healing. We're constantly healing. I'm burying, we talked about it yesterday, I'm burying some of these stories right now, or I don't have to tell them to you guys again, about a mean dad that didn't talk to his daughter for 11 months. That has to get out of me. Has to get buried, and then I can get a new me that says to the same group, but boy, was he honest. Of course he was. He didn't even know how to lie. He couldn't, you lie around him, it's going to cost you a year. He was impeccably the most honest man that ever lived. Too honest. The honest that gets you fired. The honest that, honey, how do I look in this dress? Well, you look a little fat to me. Stop it. Don't be that honest. Well, what do you think of this job here, Eves? Well, I think you did a pretty shitty job, to be honest with you, boss. You're going to lose your job. That's not a good honest. He had some real, so honesty could turn out to be a bad thing. Not bad. Just, come on, man, watch out. I agree that once in a while it's okay to do a white lie, especially if it's anything about, honey, how do I look? Nerdy got fired for being honest to a fault. It happens. My dad lost a job, came home. Why'd you lose your job? Because I told him. Why did you tell him that? What? Well, you got to be honest. There's one thing I have, and it's my word. Well, you don't have a paycheck now. You got 6 kids and no paycheck, but you got a word. Which guys here agree that it's okay to white lie? I'm not talking to the girls. When is it okay to white lie about if they ask you how do they look? I say it's okay. In my morality, the program that I live now, it's okay. It's okay to white lie if they ask me how do they look. They might even look, who knows? But I'm definitely, if I have to, I'm going white. Okay? Yeah, you guys, look at the boys. Sniffy, so you're saying, no. I'm just asking how often is it okay to lie? And Andy's correct. Andy and Justice, you guys have it. Leave him alone. Dan, you can't say anything because she's sitting next to you. Emily's sitting next to you, so you can't say it. Some of us say you have to do it just to survive. I say, see, that's what my dad didn't do. He didn't do that. He should have white lied her just a little bit. Okay, now let me ask. Now let me ask one more question here. How does Pops look today? How do I look? You know what I'm expecting? How do I look? Oh, Jesus Christ, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. Okay. Look at you guys all telling a good white lie. This is perfect. Like a shiny upcat mush mouth. I mean, you're an idiot too. You're tripping today. Oh, I didn't know that. Matthew Silliger, it wasn't that funny. Only I can laugh. Okay. Did you do something different with your hair? You're an idiot. Goodman, you're an idiot. No, it was Anderson. It was Anderson. All right. Thank you, guys. See, we all are very good at the art of the white lie. Okay. Thank you, love. Daniel, we're laughing for you. Emily, don't look. Okay. That cracked me up big time. All those goofy things. Did you do something different with your hair? Oh, Anderson, you're good. You're good, buddy. I want to go out with Derek Anderson. He's really good. He's a nice guy. True, false. Let's do it. Let's do it. True or false. Okay. I want to give something away now that you guys made me laugh. All right. Okay. Wait. Let me find some. That made me crack up. Okay, Derek. That is the perfect thing when you do that, when you white lie and you add a compliment on top of the whitey, and be not just yes or no, but then you add a compliment on top. Oh my God, what a skill you have. Okay, that's a phenomenal skill. I love that. All right, here we go. Here we go. Are you ready? I'm going to ask I'm going to make three statements. They're either true or they're false. At the end of the three statements, you're going to tell me if they're true or they're false. Okay? Oh my gosh, I've got tears in my eyes. Okay, this is why I love to be here in the morning. I just got through telling you all this sad dad stuff, and now I'm cracking up like a hyena. Okay? Woo! So wing of emotions. Okay? You know, I said my dad was emotionally handicapped. Not so much this guy. Not so much. You don't have an emotional handicap here. No. You're not in Crunchland. Okay, here we go. I'm going to make three statements. Here we go. No piece of paper. No piece of paper can be folded in half more than 7 times. True or false? The planets are all named after Greek and Roman gods. True or false? And thirdly, cold water and hot water weigh the same. True or false? Go with your 3 answers at one time. Try to answer only once at first. See if we can get some people. Wow, I got a lot of you this morning. Oh boy, did I get a bunch of you this morning. I was trying to find 3 of you so we could spin to win. I haven't seen one. I have not seen one person. We need to get 3 people. What's going on? What's going on out there? I need 3 people. That's all I need. Okay, we got it there. Okay, okay, okay. So far, I've gotten 2. 2. So far, 2. Here, so far, 2 people have been correct. If you keep answering, I'm kind of not, I'm just moving on past you. Okay? I asked you to try to only answer once or twice. Just keep guessing. Yeah. Okay, well, I got 2 people. I'm going to stick with the 2. Okay? Because right now everybody's just repeating. I want to go with the 2 people that got it correct. And we're going to spin for them. I'm going to tell you what the answers were. No piece of paper can be folded in half more than 7 times. False. In 2002, high school junior Brittany Gallivan demonstrated how a 4,000-foot sheet of toilet paper could be folded in half 12 times. 4,000-foot piece of toilet paper? How did she keep from ripping it as she was folding it? It could be folded 12 times. Next, the planets are all named after Greek and Roman gods. False. Earth. Earth is the only planet not named after a Greek or Roman god. Some of you forgot that we're a planet. And thirdly, cold water and hot water weigh the same. False. Cold water weighs slightly more than hot water if the 2 amounts are equal in volume. The answers were false, false, false. The first 2 that I saw on my screen to get false, false, false correct were summer. Summer wheat, I'm going to have you be the number 2. Summer, you're going to be number 2. And Vegas. Vegas Mandy. Vegas was number 2, but we're going to make her number 3. And if I get a number 1, we're going to spin again. Here we go. Summer wheat. Summer wheat. I don't have it sitting here in front of me, but we're going to send you an 1/8 of Ghost. You know, one of our little 1/8 packages? Well, let me go get it. Let me grab it. I'll put a name on it now so I don't forget. But one of our little 1/8 packages of Ghost. There's about 3.5 plus grams in that. And we'll mail that out to you. But please get me your address today. Okay? I would really appreciate that. We're doing a pretty good job. I do have 2 packages here that we're waiting on addresses. So go back in your own head. Did you send me your address? If you won something in the last few days. I still have 2 people. I keep telling everybody I'm going to put them back if you don't send me your address. And then I break down and I'm like, please, I just want their address so I could give this to them. I don't want to put it back. I don't want to take it away. So let's do what we can on that. It literally, it does put me in a bad place. That's why I complain about it so much. Okay? FAE. FAE. Do you guys want to talk about FAE or do you want to do a couple of rando factos first? Which do you want to do? Talk about fresh air exchange? Or do you want to do a couple of rando factos? I'm giving you guys program content options. Dealer's choice. We got a lot of FAEs, but then we also have some randos. Okay? We got FAEs coming all over the place. Let's do FAE. We're ready. FAE. You know what? There's something neat about that. I like saying FAE. It makes me feel like a scientific mycologist. I like saying it. It's so much funner, more fun, than saying fan. It's a lot more fun. Like, what are you doing? Well, I'm FAE, and what do you mean? Well, Fanny. Oh, okay. Makes you feel like, woo, right? You really know what you're talking about. You kind of do. You kind of do, because most people don't pay attention to that. What's the reason for FAE? One second, sorry. What's the reason for FAE? I'm looking for my spot. Almost, hold on. There we are. Sorry about that. I apologize. So file 13, I'm looking up for the first time, says it removes stale air and it discourages contam. Okay, that's an answer. It reduces the CO2 and it increases the O2. It's very correct, Jolie. That's correct. And there's more to it too, right? There's more to it. There's really number one reason. Because mushrooms breathe the same way we do. Which is interesting. All other plants breathe the opposite. But mushrooms breathe the same way we do. If they didn't breathe the same way we do, then we wouldn't, our FAE system would be completely different. But we want, like Free is saying, we want the ancient ones to breathe. And FAE is a very interesting concept in the laboratory. Because we're the masters of the FAE. We're basically the wind god. We're in charge of the movement of air. We are the wind gods. And the air that moves around in whatever the micro environment is that you've decided to create to grow your mushrooms, we want it to most closely mimic something outside nature. A very quick question. Outside in nature, does the air ever stop moving? Is it ever just completely not moving at all? Does that ever happen anywhere in nature? I would argue no. I don't think so. It might get so humid and so the movement of air be so stale that it just doesn't feel like it, but I bet you the molecules are still doing stuff. Only in space, Summer says. Underwater, we're not talking about. Of course not underwater. But the air is always moving, and yet we in our tubs, especially those of us that are doing dub tubs or bag grows, we choke off all the air. We make it as non-moving as possible. One of the reasons we don't want a lot of movement of air is because we don't trust the air that's going to come in there is going to be clean. Might be a little contaminated. So the air that's going to go over across my little shroom world, I have to at least do what? Filter it. I have to at least filter what air will move through. Take a typical tub, typical monotub, that's got its 6 holes on it, and it's filled with its monofill, and you've got a little grow going. Just think in your head, It's been 24 hours since you've lifted the lid of that tub. It's been 24 hours now. If you were out in nature, could you find as non-moving air, non-performing air somewhere out in nature as what's happening inside your tub? I would argue it would be very hard to find a place in nature that's acting like what the inside of your tub's acting like in your laboratory after 24 hours of no FAE. Even out in nature, it's pretty much getting FAE'd all day long. And sometimes more than others because it gets a little windier. And sometimes a little less than others. And usually that's why we see our spores start and inoculate, and they begin to colonize in protected places, underneath wood logs, in places where the wind's can't blow hard on them, but they can get a little wafty across them during the day. Mushrooms out in nature are living off way fresh air compared to the poisoned little fellas that we have in our tubs. The biggest part of FAE is to do that. It's to make sure that our mushrooms are expelling the poisonous gas, and that because we've introduced new fresh air, it's filled with new oxygen, and that oxygen they can intake, along with the water, humidity in the air, that helps build their flesh. We talk about growing shrooms in tubs in 2 stages. A colonizing stage and a fruiting stage. I've had many people get very mixed up at that. Oh, that means I have to completely change it. There's the fruiting conditions. All it means is that you're going to do something different to the same tub. I've had many people, so I have to take it out of that tub, the colonizing tub, and I have to go put it in a fruiting tent or in a fruiting tub. No, it'll never leave its original tub. It'll never leave its original bag. The only thing that happens is you, because you're Mr. Wind Control, you're in charge of the elements. It'll be you that decides, based off of, wow, I'm pretty looking good on my colonization on the cake, I want to introduce pinning now. I want my pinning to begin. Love singers, we're talking all of this colonization of cakes and fruiting is all done around 74 degrees. Colonization of spawn before we make our cakes and LCs are around 78 degrees. So 74 degrees. This is what we're looking at. 90% plus humidity. But it's FAE because you're the wind god. And wind god's looking into his tub once a day during the colonization phase. I usually say the first 3 or 4 days, don't even look at all. Days 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Open your tub. Fan it like you're the wind god. For 1 minute. All you need to use is the lid of your tub. You don't have to do anything fancy. The lid of your tub. And do it briskly for a minute. Time it. Sometimes minutes go a lot longer than we think. I got so used to I could practically tell you a minute now within 2 to 3 seconds. My brain has a minute cycle going in it now. It's weird. I could almost exactly, because of all the times I had spent 1 minute, I got to spend 1 minute, 1 minute. I was happy to do it because I was responsible for what was going on inside that tub. It wasn't a chore. It's not a chore. It's something it's something I owe my creation. I learned more kindness by being kind to Fungus Do you know I was being kinder? Let me say this out loud. I was being kinder to Fungus than I was to my own son. Can anybody agree to that? Are some of you kinder to Fungus than you are to your own wives? Your own kids? Tell the truth. Tell the truth. And why I like to say it that way is because as soon as I recognize it, I can treat my son differently. If I can treat Fungus with care and concern and worrying about it every day and obsessed about it, and that's all I can think about, and I'll do anything to make sure. Are you kidding me? That's when I learned. I'm not kidding, Higgs. I'm not kidding. That's why I say Fungus has taught me more growing it than ever doing anything else. Just growing it. I'll make a sacrifice for my Fungus that I won't for my friend. Oops, I'm out of something. I'll make a bee run to the grow house or the supply house, but I won't find out if you're hungry and you need a meal. And I know you can't drive. And I'm driving right by your house. On my way to feed my Fungus. Justice, I'm not saying Fungus is better than humans. I'm saying we treat them better. I know I did. And if you guys don't, okay, good for you. And I mean that sincerely. You never slipped as far as I did. Where I'm really trying to take this message is the awareness that came on me as being a fungus farmer. Because they do take care. They do take concern. It does take time. It does take effort. It does take a commitment to the process. And if I can do that with something as a tub growing in my house, how can I not do that with a human being growing in my house? And I was like, boo, what? That's awesome. Every time I go to fan my tub, I should ask, hey, is there anything I can do for you? I should ask the guy in my house. I'm going to do something for the Fungus. What can I do for you? We don't do that, though. Next time you go to fan your Fungus, say, who should I call and tell him I love him? I'm loving my Fungus right now. You know, it probably wouldn't be that hard to pick up the phone and call Mom. Deborah, my cat fights for my attention when I'm with the mushrooms. I get it, those cats. Those mushrooms. That's funny, Deborah. Deborah, you're doing I've seen your pictures, you're doing some good work out there. Keep it up. You're really growing some good fungus. FAE, you're in charge. And you have to I take my FAE seriously because I know I'm the creator. I've always had control issues. Not bad. I'm more of a delegator. I like to delegate and then check back, make sure people are growing. See, delegating sounds easy. You just tell someone what to do and then you move on. Delegating is completely different. First, you have to train the person you're delegating. Then you have to make sure that they understand their training. Then you have to delegate and then watch, can they do it? And then after you leave them alone for a while so they can do it, do you think you're done? Or should you go back and check on them once in a while, make sure that what you taught them in the first place, they're now teaching correctly to the next group? That's what delegating is. We don't delegate our grows. We do them all ourselves. Sometimes we delegate our care and concern for our relatives to other people. Well, that's their responsibility. Oh, well, his stepmom should do that. Oh, the teacher's got that handle. We're good at delegating parts of our relationships out. I would argue that's not very healthy. The minute I create a bag of mushrooms or a tub of mushrooms, I feel, I truly do. I feel better about my place on the planet. Does anybody else feel the same way? Does anybody walk away from, I just made a tub and I feel like crap? I just made one and I can't wait to go sit on the couch and practice my depression again. Very few people leave after having made a tub, put the lid on, slide it into the tent day one. Very few people go, oh, thank God I did that. Now I could go get depressed again. I could go sit on my couch and feel sorry for myself. Very few people. It always feels amazing. The smells. But you know what it really is? You're creating. You are the creator, and you're not just creating a cardboard cutout, a balsa wood airplane model, a piece of furniture. You are creating life. Life that gives life. Now, you're not just creating, but now you start to do another thing. You know what starts to happen? Creeps in for me and did. Humility. How humbling. How humbling. First of all, that I even have the opportunity to do this. That I have the space and that I have the resources and the knowledge came to me and that the universe said, this is available to you. You can do this. Now when I do, I'm like, I get kinder because I want to be as kind to my family as I am to my fungus. I get humbler because I realize I'm doing something that's so much bigger than me. I start getting the love letters. I start getting the letters saying it's changed my life completely. I have one here to read. I'm not going to read it because it's too big of a tearjerker. But when you're creating, you know what you're creator? You're not just creating a cake in a tub. You're creating a new you. You're creating a you through this process. I'm talking about even if you're doing one little Uncle Ben's bag. That's still amazing. You're looking at that going, whoa, I did that. I did that. I put the time, the effort, the commitment into that. Then the pops on their shoulder should be saying, okay, so do it to your wife now. And then when you start doing it to your wife now, your children next, your employers, all the people around you, your tea friends, next thing you know, your community starts to grow, just like your shrooms do. You're the creator. And I'm not even joking, it creates it for me. That's why I've said it forever now, 4 years. I have grown more as a human being in the 4 years of being a fungus farmer than every year as a Bible spouting, drug dealing, pastor, smuggler, every other thing I could ever be in my life. This 4 years. It's a completely different human being. And they grew me. But I had to have the awareness. I had to say, now's time. I had to also bring some ethics in. Do it for the right reason. A friend over here yesterday. Pops, you're leaving $5,000 on the table by not having a Patreon page. I said, I have a Tea with Pops page. You're leaving, and he's telling me the story of the guy that's monetized Patreon and he's making $5,000 a month. That's $60,000 a year. At people that pay him. I begin to question. I don't know that person. I don't care about that person. That person's not part of this concept. For me, I have to ask myself, if people start to pay me to do this, why am I doing it? Am I doing it to be paid? Or am I doing it because I have to share? And I know me, I have 65 years of experience with me. I'd start doing it for the money. You take a nickel, you're going to take a dime. You go to the barber shop often enough, you're going to get a haircut. You think, oh, I'm going to go on Patreon and I'm just doing it for I'm just doing it. You're going to be doing it for profit. You will. Pops. Other people, I don't know, man. You can take that $5,000 a week, a month, and you're donating it to charity. You're a better man than I am. Me, I'd be, look, $5,000 this month. I need $6,000 next month. I've been there before. Remember the church grower guy? We used to compete. You know what pastors do? Pastors sit around and they compare church growth. How many new people did you have this month? Emails back and forth. Really? Then there's a group of us. Now, next thing you know, it's, oh, I have 62. Oh, it's 72. One-upping each other. But really, these guys are there. Oh, they're men of God. We're supposed to be telling each other just how many, right? How many? Who thinks Pops lied? Who thinks Pops lied to some of his friends and up to the number? Can you imagine that? Oh, I had 42 new ones to the services. It wasn't 42 new ones, there's like 4. Who's counting? Why? Well, because there's this little dish that goes around. And when you've seen yourself do that over and over and over, the biggest hypocrite, the biggest liar that ever was, you want to stop. After a while, the Fungus said, you know what? You don't have to do that with us. We don't even know if you're telling us the truth or not. We just know if you're treating us good. You don't even have to say anything to us down here in this tub. Can you just give us FAE when we need it? Can you just treat us the way you would want to be treated if you were living in the box? Just do that. Don't overdo it, don't underdo it. Just hit it just on the note. If you lived in the box, how would you want to be treated, dude? I'm like, you're right. And I don't even have to be a hypocrite to them. We'll talk just a touch more about FAE tomorrow because I got a little carried away as usual. When I flex anymore, when I show volumes of things, anymore, it's because I'm trying to motivate people. It's the truth. I know what my motive is. We're way past show off stage. We're way past, look at mine, I have more than you do. We're so far past that stage. The only stage that we're at now is, if Colonel Sanders could do it, so can I. And then you guys should all be looking at it and go, if Pops could do it, so can I. But you motivate people by them seeing results, not just pie in the sky stories that could be true or might not be. Let me do this quick reading. We'll talk some more about FAE tomorrow. FAE for the fruiting stage. And I'm going to explain to you our system that I use over at the grow house. Okay? It's the auto system that we're running over there. Again, don't think you got to run out and get an auto system today. I didn't go auto on anything for 2.5 years. Everything was manual. Everything. 2.5 years. What I like about that is nobody fast forwarded. We paid our dues. We cleaned up our green tubs. We have paid our dues. We have put time in the seat. Hours and hours, and it still happens per day. We're just getting smarter and more efficient now. What happens when I get smarter and more efficient? I have more time to do more. Where's that one picture? One second. Always liking to do more. And then the poor soldiers that lay in a corner with no friends anymore. 2 months ago, every one of those was full. 2 months ago, every one of those was full every day. Cycle growing. Now we do it in bags. Takes up about half the space and about half the time. Gives me time to have more peace. Gives me time to play. Set up a flight simulator the other day. We're flying around now. Playtime. Gives me a little more time to play. Was Bob Johnson here today? Was Bob Johnson here today? Let me know real quick if Bob's here. I don't want to. Again, that's flex because anybody out there could have a rack with a bunch of bags on it. Takes a while to build up to it, though. All right, I didn't see him either, B. Hendricks. We'll cover, he sent me a note, and I want to cover it with you guys tomorrow. Mr. Red Badger, you're adorable. The magic of peace. Let's read this, and let's get you guys moving out. Nip, you say he is here. Mike says he is here. Okay, then let's cover this instead. I'm going to do this instead of today's reading. He sent me a question, almost like a. Did anybody back in the day? Did you guys used to read Dear Abby? Do you remember Dear Abby, the column? My mom couldn't wait to read her Dear Abby column and get the. My mom loved Dear Abby in the paper, and then Dear Abby. Didn't she have a sister? She had a sister called Dear Ann. Do you remember that? Who remembers Abby and Ann? Anthony's, yep, I hate to admit it. You could write into this lady and tell, you know what, my boyfriend broke up with me and I'm going to just, I don't know what to do. And Abby had some great advice. Usually. I can't imagine how many letters. Ann Landers, that's it, Michael. That's it. That's it. That's it. Abby and Ann, I think they were sisters. I'm pretty sure they were sisters. Nerdy remembers. Dear Abby. Did you guys, how hard would it be to be Dear Abby? Would it be hard for you? People, like, first you have to read 1,000 letters, then you have to pick 4 of them, and then you have to answer 4 like you're the therapist in the world. Would that be hard, or is that easy? Nipper's like, I could do that all day long. Nipper's like, do it with Dave. He just doesn't write me. CCS could do it. I think it would be hard as hell, Shy. I could do it maybe 2 or 3 days, but imagine every day, tea with Pops, Dear Abby. I have to sit here and come up with 4 really smart answers every day. So, having said that, this is an official announcement. We're not going to have a Dear Pops column. Official announcement, no Dear Pops column. Sorry. I'll talk to you about mushrooms and stuff, but you know, the Dear Abby questions that you'd be asking me, cut those, all right? No, I can't do it. However, I did get one Dear Pops letter that I think you guys should read. I mean, I need help with, actually. I need help answering. Not really. I already know what the Dear Pops answer is going to be. But I want you guys to put yourself in Ann Landers' shoes or Abby's shoes and tell me what you would say. Okay? You ready? Give me 5 people that are ready to be Abby. Penny, we can just Google the answer. Who's ready? Who's ready to be Abby? Come on, man. I need more Abbies. Give me an Abby or an Ann. Okay, here we go. Here we go. If Penny's ready, that's good enough for me. Penny knows the answer intrinsically because she's a mom. On a side note, I have an issue I'm dealing with that is a matter of community standards. And I'm wondering if you could possibly touch on this topic for me today at tea. I'm sorry I got to it so late. So, this is a matter of community standards. And we're being asked to touch on it. Okay? Here we go. A major genetics vendor sent me a special swab set of a strain that I found out is unreleased. The creator asked me to keep it to myself. And then I realized I gave a clone away at our local mushy meetup. Now I'm panicking. And I'm wondering if I'll ever find the person I gave it to. What should I do, Pops? Herbie, keep it quiet in the back. Okay, so what do? Community standard. You told the guy you wouldn't give the swab away. I wouldn't tell anybody. And you not only told everybody, but you gave the swab away and you can't get it back. He says, can you give a talk about community standards on stuff like this for me, please? It's just a kind of do the right thing when nobody's watching topic. Okay, that sucks. And this is from Bob Johnson. It was a great question, Bob. Great question. The answer's super simple. You just get a hold of the dude that gave you the swab and you tell him what happened. Just say, oops. I know I wasn't supposed to, and then boop, I found out, and just to let you know, I'm sorry about that. Just, but I would let the guy know. I wouldn't pretend it didn't happen. I wouldn't even chase down the one that you're trying to find. I would just get a hold of dude, tell dude, you're not gonna believe this. What a maroon I am. And just tell the guy you're a maroon. And worst case scenario, he doesn't send you another swab. Best case scenario goes, listen, man, this is the way to handle it. Okay? So that would be the pop's answer. I don't know what Abby has to say. Okay? But I would definitely tell the person. Just because. You know, there's times on the planet that was like the guy would never know. So you don't have to tell. You know. Okay? You know. So, clean it up. It's just a little hot dog spill. Boop, big deal. And if somebody gets super offended by that, maybe they shouldn't be giving swabs to more people. It's a good question, Bob. Thank you for it. Should we do... Yeah, we should. One more giveaway before you guys go. Was that a good question? Community standard. It was a good question. It truly, truly was a good question. Okay? Yeah, Anthony, if he has to keep it under the hat, they care. So you got to call him, got to give him a question, got to get back a hold of him and say, I made a mistake. No big deal. And no panicking. I know you aren't literally panicking, but get out of there with that panicking thing. That's just simple like, oh my God, I'm a maroon. I won't do that again. Okay? I love you guys. Look how much fun we have just answering a community standard question. Okay? Beautiful stuff here. What a good group you are. Here we go. I'm doing numbers 1 through 50. 1 through 50. You can do up to 3 at one time on one line. Okay? Give me your numbers 1 through 50. The first person to say it on my screen first is going to get an eighth of ghost. Okay, I would be happy to send them an eighth of ghost. I'm still looking for that number. I haven't seen it on my screen yet. Okay, I'm still looking for that number. Some of you are awfully close, but I haven't seen it yet. So I'm still looking for that number between 1 and 50. And there it is. Deborah Pearl. Deborah Pearl with a 48. Deborah, it was a 48. Deborah Pearl was the first 48 I saw. I don't know about the rest of you, but that was the first one I saw. Deborah, you know all about how to get me your address at the DetroitMushLab.net, and I'll be sending you out an eighth of ghosts. So we have 2 people today I'm waiting for addresses from. The rest of you, go on over to the DetroitMushLab.net and check out stuff that we're doing over there. By the way, I haven't told CCS yet, but Pop Soil is going to go on, not on sale, but we're just bringing the price way down because I can make more of it at one time now with my new process. So the price is coming way down. We had been charging $23 for a bag because I'm factoring shipping into everything. We're down to $15 a bag. Okay, CCS, would you change it? Change it to $15 a bag. All right? So that's a big drop, big $8 savings that I'm able to pass on to you guys because I can make more at one time. Because we're not looking to gouge anybody. We're not looking to take advantage of anybody. We're not looking to do anything but get this stuff out there to you guys. And that 15 comes close to covering the costs. Okay? $15. The shipping, no, there will be there will be another $5 shipping when you check out. Okay? There's another $5 shipping when you check out. So, but that's just an auto shipping charge. It costs me much more than that. It's cost me to send a 3-pound bag. It cost me $11. Costs $11 to send one 3-pound bag. So when you're sending 15, and then I get another 5, and then it costs me about $4 in soil and bag material. I haven't talked about labor. We're looking at making $2 to $3 a bag right now. Honestly, we're not. And again, that money all goes, everything from pop soil, because it's legal, goes to the nonprofit organization. So those are the real numbers. People don't really know what's going on in the math behind, but we're doing everything we can to get this prices down and reasonable, and yet still support an industry that needs to grow so we can support more people, right? Pops has to get bigger so I can do more good, so I can help more people, not so I could tell the other pastors a bunch of lies. You guys go have a wonderful day. Thank you for being here. Thank you very, very much for listening to me. And boy, I love you guys. You really make a difference in my life. You motivate me more than that philosopher did this morning. All right? That guy told me, spend your afternoon goofing off and you know that you've living a good life. Everyone knows that one. Okay? Green Table, Jonathan K. Then hey, at $15 for 3 pounds of pop, you can't beat it. SSW Penny Pack. Thank you, Penny. Travis Howell and Mike Barry Ball and Anthony Hunt, thank you. And File 13. Marmars, CCS, thank you. See how fast that guy does stuff? Boop, done. Thank you, bro. Sling Blade, Daniel Cunningham, Cleany, Ego Cleany, I love you. Hey, have a lot of activity on the Clean Grow account. Keep it up. Thank you for that from everybody. And Cleany, you guys are really making a difference there. Thank you. Cleany and Kristen and Shy and Jackie, Meow Kitty Cat, Nerd and Ghastly. Have a great day. Pops, Herbie, you have to order those. When you order it, it takes me 15 to 20 days. I put it together and I send it to you. Okay, I don't leave them on the shelf anymore because people don't necessarily buy them and then I'm stuck with them. So when you order one, boop, I get it going. You get it in 15 to 20 days. Great Unknown, Nerdy, Bye Kid, Hip Kitty, Meow, Green Table, Ghastly, Ms. Red Badger, I'm so glad you're here. Benny Ben, Kitty Cat Zilla, Mike Barabal, Danny Singleton, what a good man. Deborah, you're a pearl. Daniel C, along with Emily, Nippy, Hip Kitty, Cleany, Waz, Anthony Thornton, Paige, Hags. Snap. Happy birthday, bro. See that little box on top of the brown box right there? See that one? It's got your name on it. That's going out to you today, bro. Happy birthday. I wish I'd have known sooner. Anyways, Love Slinger, Mary, Jesus Christ, Mushmouth, Catzilla. I missed a lot of you. I'm sorry about that. Michael Patterson, Arnar Shrooms, Ghastly and Mike, and Streety. Streety, I still haven't answered that email. I will get to it. It's a great question, and you're on a good project. And I should be more helpful. I'll get to it. Vaggie, see you tomorrow. Anthony and Jimmy Max and Jesus Christ and MDK. And SSW and 5280, not for a part of the day, not even for a third of the day, but all day. Big Al, no one said he was small. Hip Kitty Daniels, see, Love Slinger, slinging it everywhere. Married Michael, got another birthday coming up. Great deal. Jesus Christ, Mushmouth. Ms. Red Badger, Catzilla, Ms. Marmars, Jesus Christ in Australia. Daniel Justice has a lot of power. Glingro, Mike Barabal, Jolie, there you are. Miss you, Jolie. Ms. Red Badger, Herbie Von Werby, Kabop, Cleany, Mushmouth, Anthony, Streety, love you, buddy. Glingro, Ms. Red Badger, Mushmouth. This is one hubcap, a kind hubcap, signing off.